What's a fact that has been actively disproven, yet people still spread it? 24 hours for a missing persons report. Can't tell you how many people call 911 after their child/partner has been missing for that long. As a dietitian, it drives me nuts when people say that iceberg lettuce is devoid of nutrition. A typical serving of 100 grams provides 17% of your daily vitamin A and 20% of your vitamin K requirements, all for just 14 calories. Plus, it's a good source of potassium, manganese, and fiber. So, it's far from being just water. There's definitely nutritional value there. Gum stays in your intestines for 7 years if you swallow it. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. Carrots improve your night vision. It was a fact promoted by the Allies during WW2 to hide their invention of radar. All those British pilots are downing German bombers at night because they eat so many carrots. Totally not because we have a device that lets us see them day or night from dozens of miles away. That people used to only live to age 30 in the past. I can't believe how often people still mention this misconception. Average mortality rate is not equal to individual life expectancy. That on average you swallow 8 spiders a year. When really that one guy that swallowed 450,237,448,097,561 spiders really skewed the data. That you will make less by getting a raise due to getting into the next tax bracket, US specific. This is true only in very rare scenarios like receiving disability, but by and large, you won't make less per paycheck with a raise. It's illegal to talk about how much you're paid. Myers-Briggs personality test has no independently verified evidence behind it. It has no more scientific evidence behind it than a Cosmo quiz. The tryptophan in turkey makes you sleepy. 1. You'd have to eat an entire 20-pound turkey by yourself in one sitting to get enough tryptophan to get sleepy from it. 2. Chicken actually has higher concentrations of it, and nobody is running around saying chicken made them sleepy. Overeating makes you sleepy. Not the turkey. People love to talk about how pandas are incapable of surviving, and so evolutionarily incompetent that they need to be goaded into even reproducing. In fact, pandas are very highly specialized and adapted to an ecological niche that was never under threat until human intervention. They're grazers in bamboo forests, which used to be an enormous biome, and their behavioral issues in captivity are just a result of not having access to even a reasonable approximation of that biome. They evolved to be picky about food because they evolved surrounded on all sides by food and adapted to extract the best food efficiently, instead of clear-cutting their environment to get worse food. They evolved to patrol enormous territories because they evolved surrounded by endless usable habitat in all directions. It's not their fault that animals act weird when transplanted from their homes. Let's just say, if it was true, I'd have been blind by the age of 12. That you can catch a cold from being outside in the cold. You become more susceptible, but the actual cold is a virus you can only catch from other people. If you shave facial hair it grows back thicker. That if you touch a baby animal for any reason, their parents will abandon them because they now smell like you. The concept of the alpha wolf. This comes from a study where wolves in captivity will band together in a family-type unit for survival. I guess there's a half-truth in it because that really is an observed thing, though it's less like the alpha wolf is a dictator deciding who lives and who dies and more is like the community leader. This study though applied the concept of the alpha wolf to all wolves including the ones in the wild where wolves don't act like that. In the wild wolves mainly just stick with their families with the oldest in their families being the leaders. So the mom and dad usually. The originator of this study has since admitted that the study was not correct, but too many people have run with it now. People still believing in the flat earth claim. I'd say childish, but even children know better. Referring to a post from a few minutes ago. You must drink 3 liters of water every day to maintain your health. There is no scientific basis for this fact, and overindulgence can be dangerous. That men have one less ribbed than women. I have no idea how people still spread this, but I heard it all throughout childhood. That there are left brain and right brain people, at least the way people mean it. That one anecdote that every paranoid snake hater doles out about that pet python who stopped eating and would sleep in the bed with its owner. supposedly sizing her up and making room to eat her. Snakes aren't that smart. They're opportunistic predators, they don't really plan ahead. Could you imagine a python sliding up next to an antelope and calmly trying to compare measurements? Besides, the most common pet snakes are too small to eat a full-grown human anyway. They can definitely squeeze one to death on accident, so you should never handle a large snake alone, but they won't try to eat you afterwards. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The tightness of a woman's vagina is influenced by how often she engages in sex. Plenty of medical data out there shows that tightness is affected only by a woman's aging and natural childbirth. A bunch of people in my family keep trying to hand wash dishes when they stay over. I'm saving you water and getting them cleaner. No, you are not. My dishwasher uses 1.5 gallons of water, and I could steam fish in it. It gets so hot. I have to beg them to use it so my well doesn't run dry faster. That your ancestors ate anything resembling the paleo diet. Vaccines cause autism. Or a host of other things about vaccines that boil down to asserting you are at greater risk from a vaccine than you are from the thing it's protecting you from. That polygraphs are able to detect lies with any kind of accuracy. The National Academy of Sciences, American Psychological Association, and National Research Council have all found no evidence that a polygraph can detect lies with any kind of effectiveness. Many law enforcement agencies use polygraphs to pressure innocent people into giving false confessions or use someone's refusal to take a polygraph as a way to turn public opinion against them. Somehow, a ton of people still think polygraphs have any kind of reliability, and lately I have been seeing a lot of YouTubers doing polygraph tests and incorrectly calling them lie detectors, thus perpetuating the myth that polygraphs are lie detectors. Overdosing from just being around or touching fentanyl. It's a dangerous drug to bust and take recreationally, but those videos of the cops oding after just seeing white powder is just a panic attack. Germans are completely hung up on the concept of only eating one hot meal a day. Other facts: you do not stop being able to learn in old age, you do not benefit from drinking red wine, zero alcohol is the healthiest, you do not automatically gain weight after 30. That depressants make you depressed. A depressant usually is a central nervous depressant, which means it slows down your nervous system. It does not directly cause a mood disorder like depression. If you stop washing your hair, you'll train it to stop being oily. Shampoo has no effect on your body's internal sebum secretion and production.